I remember it was May of 2012, and I was driving home from a friend's house, and I turn on the radio, and the first thing I hear is the Kings game is on, and it is the most exciting thing. The fans are screaming, the announcers are telling about how players are getting smashed against the boards. These 200-pound, 6-foot hockey players are skating up and down the ice trying to get this little biscuit-shaped puck into a net. And this masked man, this masked giant goalie is trying to block it. It is the Stanley Cup final, the 7-game series of the Stanley Cup final, and the Kings ended up winning that series 4-2. I remember I totally finished off the series. I watched every other game. I was excited about it ever since hearing that on the radio. And ever since then, I've just been excited about hockey. Today I'm going to tell you, or you should listen to me, because hockey is growing here in the West Coast, as well as all across the United States. Today I'm going to talk to you about the origins of ice hockey, what ice hockey is, what the game is itself, and its growth, and how it has grown since its foundations in the 1800s to be a major sport in the United States as well as Canada. According to Charlie Gillis of Maclean's magazine, the sports issue, in 2014 or 2012, ice hockey has constantly been expanding, and since the late 1990s, ice hockey has grown and ballooned by over 250%, and that is just sign-ups for recreational sports and things like that. Adults, children, kids of all ages have signed up here in the United States to play ice hockey and have continued to strive to learn more about it. Ever since then, teams have been constantly expanding and come over from down from Canada, from the north, into here in the United States. Its origins are very, very small. It started out being played as a game on frozen lakes and ponds out in Ontario, Canada, by British soldiers in 1855. But since then has expanded to nearly 30 countries, and is now played on man-made rinks across all those countries. Ice hockey is a sport played on a rink, but it is a sport that takes skill and strength and speed. It is a sport that is combined not only traits of baseball and soccer, but also basketball. Next, I'm going to talk to you about what the game is, what it consists of. Players wear helmets. They carry large scooped. They wear skates also in order to maneuver the puck up and down the ice. The puck is a small black round biscuit. It is actually made of metal and plastic, so players have to wear padding in order to defend themselves from being hit by it. I mean, it has caused injuries in the past. There are 5 players on each team with a goalie, plus a goalie. The rink is divided into 3 separate parts. There is the neutral zone, or the blue line zone. There is the defensive and offensive zones, defended by each team and offended by each team. There is a goal on each side, each defended by a goalie, and each time players move from offense to defense, they are constantly starting and stopping, just to keep players off of them. Also, players are also being hit against the boards constantly. Injuries are very concurrent in hockey. The boards are the surrounding area around the rink. Moving on, the players also run into penalty situations and face-offs. Face-offs are when the puck is dropped in face-off rings, which are in the center and on the sides of the rink, and players face off against each other holding their sticks in order to jab the puck into their zone so they can move it offensively forward. Penalties happen when players are hit in an illegal way or after a fight. Fights are very very frequently occurring in hockey, and it is when two players get upset with each other and decide to duke it out over frustration over the game. It's really insane, and they just drop the gloves and fight each other until their noses are bleeding and fans are screaming. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the growth of hockey, how it has grown over the past, we'll say 40 or 50 years. Ever since the 1960s, when the NHL, the premier hockey league in North America, decided to expand west, it has grown to over 30 countries, and it has grown to produce teams such as the LA Kings, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers, the Dallas Stars. All those teams have since, and including the Anaheim Ducks. Many of you may know the Anaheim Ducks, which are of this side of California, SoCal. Since then, the LA Kings have won 2 championships, both in 2012 and in 2014, both of which I watched. And the Anaheim Ducks won in 2007, and since then have been making the playoffs ever since. So hockey has consistently expanded as a sport here, and it is becoming more popular. Now that I've told you about the origins of ice hockey, what the game is, and how it has been expanding ever since the 1890s, I'm happy to tell you that you have learned a little bit about the game, and you've become more culturally aware of a sport that is ever expanding here in the United States. Thank you.